Welcome to a Tuesday edition of Autoweek TV. Coming up, we'll give you an update on how life is going with our long-term Honda Odyssey minivan, which is important if you have lots of stuff to haul around this holiday season. Now, here's a look at what's making news in the car world. Dodge's new small car will revive another of the brand's historic names, the Dart. The 2013 Dart, which is based on a variation of a Fiat platform, makes its debut next month at the Detroit Auto Show. Buyers can choose from a trio of four-cylinder engines branded Tiger Shark that use Fiat's multi-air technology for better fuel economy. Dodge says there will be 3 transmission options. Car fans are sure to shed some tears after hearing about a 14-car pileup of supercars in Japan over the weekend. Nearly $2 million worth of cars were damaged in the crash. The carnage collected 8 Ferraris, including an F360, a Lamborghini, and 2 Mercedes-Benzes. The crash happened when the driver of a Ferrari was switching from the right lane to the left and skidded, said an officer from the Expressway Traffic Police Unit. The officer called the convoy of cars traveling from Kyushu to Hiroshima a gathering of narcissists. Fortunately, no one died in the super crash. The only casualties here were the cars. NASCAR driver Kurt Busch and Penske Racing have gone their separate ways after Busch let his temper get the best of him several times this season. The final straw apparently came when Busch unleashed a profanity-laced tirade at ESPN reporter Jerry Punch at the season finale in Florida. Busch was angry that his car broke early in the race. NASCAR fined Busch $50,000 for the outburst, and the driver and team scrambled to make apologies, but it was one incident too many for team owner Roger Penske and his NASCAR sponsors. On Monday, Busch said the Team Penske culture was too formal for his tastes, even though he'd been there for 6 years and won 16 races. Penske has plenty of drivers to choose from to fill Busch's seat, and as of now, Busch, the series champion in 2004, does not have a ride for next season. The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety says it will keep its top crash safety rating on the Chevy Volt, even as the government investigates a potential problem with the battery pack overheating. The group gave the Volt 5 stars for safety back in February, and it said it found no evidence of damage to the Volt's battery pack in its tests. The ratings from the group, which is underwritten by insurance companies, are closely watched by consumers and are often used in automakers' marketing. NHTSA last week opened an investigation into the Volt after a vehicle it crash tested caught fire 3 weeks after the test. Now, back to the Odyssey. We're spending a year living with Honda's redesigned minivan. Here with an update on our experiences are John Wong and Bob Grinsinger.
Hey, it's John Wong here with Bob Gritzinger, and we are with our 2011 Honda Odyssey Touring Elite. This is one of our long-term cars. We're 6 months into our year with it, and we've covered about 14,000 miles with this car. So far, it's been trouble-free.
Just regular maintenance to this point.
Yeah, an oil change, tire rotation, that was it. But we've done everything with this car.
It's been put to work.
Yeah, pretty much. It's moved people, it's carried kids around, tailgated, it's done everything.
It does entertain the troops. You can load it up with up to 8 people. There's that big video screen in there. But it's also really great for just, the trip out to Costco. I think, though, Johnny, I put it probably to its biggest test in its first 6 months, which was towing my camper and kayaks and all the gear necessary for a major weekend camping and kayaking trip, and you wouldn't think of it as a go out in the woods vehicle.
One of those things you usually imagine like a pickup truck or something
exactly.
like that doing that. But how does a minivan with a V6
V6, front-wheel drive, 248 horse, 250 pound-feet of torque. It did okay, considering it has a 3,500-pound towing capacity, and my camper is 2,700 pounds and probably was 3,000 pounds the way it was loaded up with gear and coolers and things like that. Once you hitch up, you find that it does affect the performance of the vehicle. I felt a certain amount of torque steer on launch. The tires slipping a little bit in the front.
So it was like passing out of the question then on the
expressway?
Well,
no, it could do it, but it was not real strong. If there were any kind of hills involved, it was downshifting. I had kayaks tied on and, a lot of wind resistance, a lot of weight, and a full van. And it took the fuel economy from our usual 20, 21 average down to under 16 for the trip. But, you know, on the other side of the coin, it was also clicking down into the eco cylinder deactivation mode at times, cruising along at 70 miles an hour on a flat freeway. So,
But when it wasn't towing, it was still the Odyssey that we've all come to love in the office, right? It's been
absolutely
smooth. I mean, the V6, I think this powertrain, this V6, the 6-speed automatic transmission, I think it's one of the smoothest ones out there in the minivan class. I can't think of a smoother powertrain.
And as you noted, virtually maintenance free. I mean, you change the oil, you drive the thing.
All right, so 6 months down and 6 more to go. Basically, it's done everything we've asked it to. It's towed a trailer, it's carried tires and moved people and whatnot, and I'm sure we're going to be asking plenty more of it in the next 6 months.
It's a Honda.
Thanks, guys. That's the news roundup for today. We'll see you back here tomorrow. And as always, enjoy the drive.
Thanks for watching today's edition of Autoweek TV. Be sure to catch all the latest car enthusiast news on Autoweek.com, in Autoweek magazine, and in Autoweek's iPad edition.